Hi guys, my name's Amy, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be starting my Crescent City House of Flame and Shadow reading vlog, and I've literally just had it come through the post, so it's here. I've now got to try to open it with a really dodgy hand, but I also thought that I would unbox my Fairy Loot package as well, as I thought, oh, I might as well just do a little unboxing now. So I'm going to open this first. So I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this. It's the 31st of January, so it's the last day of the month. And obviously it came out yesterday, but I didn't get it yesterday. So, oh, hang on. Oh my gosh, it's huge. This is really hard to do with my hand. Hang on. Oh. And here she is. Excuse if you can hear the heater in the background, but I'm cold. But oh, she is massive. She's so big. Oh, crunch. Oh, look at those end papers. Are they same on the back? I've got to literally really quick at this because my battery's going to die on my camera. She is huge. She is so pretty as well. I cannot wait to start reading her. But I'm just going to quickly do my Fairy Loot box as well, which is here. Okay, so here we go. So I got my Fairy Loot box. I only got this yesterday as well, because it took forever. Oh, what is that? Okay, so it's very purple. So we have a it's a lunch bag. Hang on. Oh, it's actually quite pretty. So it looks like this. It's quite and what is it inspired by? Doesn't actually say. I'll go through the spoiler card in a minute. Another fabric item. Oh wow. Oh, it's a penny. So it looks like this. Is that inspired by a fourth wing? So the lunch bag, the lunch box is inspired by the Wistora Society of Lady Scoundrels. The apron is inspired by Half a Soul. There's supposed to be an item in here that's, I don't know if it's this month or next month, that's by Fourth Wing. So I have, let's get the little one out. We got a brooch, well, pin, or I always said a brooch, which is inspired by a fragile enchantment. Oh, that is pretty. So you got, there we go. It's not very good, but that's quite pretty. And then we have the flower pot. Oh, that's weird. That's really odd. It's a very odd shape. But looks like this. Oh, so it's quite. It says the other lands. So it goes like this, all the way around. Yes, I know my battery's dying, and it's like this. I don't think I'll use that. I might use it for like pens, but I don't think I'm going to use it as a plant pot. And then there should be the tarot cards down here. Yeah, there they are. So you got the 10 of moons and the 9 of moons. So you got that one and you got that one. And then they are inspired by a fragile enchantment as well. I think that's what the book is. I'm not sure. I already have seen the book because my friend showed me the book and it is stunning. So hang on. There is the art print. Very scoop. And then we got the bookmark. Let's put it up this way. And then we have the book. Oh, wow. Oh, it's like, oh, that's really like gloss. Oh, that's really glossy. If you can, I don't know if you can see it, but it like shines. But it's really, really glossy. And those sprayed edges, they go all the way around as well. So this is the front and the back. And then we have end papers on that one. Let's just take the dust jacket off. And then we've got the ones at the back as well. And the naked book is stunning. So that is the naked book. That is stunning. Absolutely. Look at that detail. That is gorgeous. I'm really excited to read this. And then we have a reverse dust jacket, which looks like this. That is stunning. That's so stunning. I'm going to definitely have it that way round, but I never actually do it straight away. I'll just put the dust jacket back on. So yes, so that's my little Fairy Loot unboxing, and I just unboxed, obviously, Crescent City 3. So that is the start of this vlog. There will be no spoilers in this vlog. There will just be my reactions. There will probably be spoilers for 1 and 2. So if you've not read any of the series, don't watch this. I have read every single Sarah J Maas book there is. This is the next one. I've read the whole of the Throne of Glass. I've read all of ACOTAR, and now, obviously, I've been reading them for, well, I've only been reading them for a couple of years. My friend introduced them to me. But I wanted to start this vlog once I got my... Hi guys, my camera died, so I've just put it on charge. So I'm charging it while I'm doing this. I can't remember where I was now. So yes, so obviously this is going to be my House of... I keep trying to say House of Sky and Breath, but it's not. Sorry about the lighting, but it's rubbish. Hang on. There we are, that's better. I just turned my light on because my ring light's over there and I couldn't be bothered to put it on because I was too impatient. But yes, so this is, okay, so this is my House of Flame and Shadow vlog. I don't know how long it's going to be going on for, so obviously it's the 31st of January, so I'm going to probably start it tomorrow. I'm still reading Zodiac Academy 4. I'm up to chapter 28. I'm buddy reading that with Holly, but then I'm also buddy reading this with Holly, but we don't know whether to put it down to start reading Flame and Shadow or just to keep going. I'm not sure. I can't really, like, it's really hard for me to hold a book at the minute. So if you're wondering why I have a lovely bandage on, I have dermatitis and it's my own fault. So yes, we're not going to talk about that. I've not burnt myself or anything. It's my own fault. It's just me. But anyway, so that is, I'm going to end the clip here, and then I will probably update you once I have started House of Flame and Shadow. I might just keep saying Crescent City because I'll keep staying flipping House of Sky and Breath because that was the last one I read. But I'm not reading much today. I've got a banging headache, so I've been watching telly. I'm currently watching My Demon on Netflix. So good. What I like about it is the subtitles stay up there for longer, so I can actually read them, which is good. But I'm on episode 5, and I'm really liking it. So I'm going to go I hope you enjoy this vlog, and I will update you in maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe a couple of days. I don't know, but I will update you once I have officially started the book. Goodbye.
Hi guys. Right. So, it's now the 5th of February and I started reading House of Flame and Shadow on the 1st of February. And I'm kind of like over 300 pages in. There is a reason why I haven't updated you though. So, on Thursday, was it Thursday the 1st? Yeah, so from Thursday the 1st of February when I started it, my husband was working from home. So he was on the computer all day in a Zoom meeting. So I couldn't really update, and I felt weird doing it like in front of him and stuff, and I was just so into it. And then I was like, all right, okay, I'll like sit down, do a proper like update on Friday and all that. I'll be like, yeah, this is cool, I'll do that. And then he phoned his boss on the Thursday saying that obviously he's done his, and they were like, oh, I'll put you in for another one tomorrow. So he was also then home on Friday in a Zoom meeting on the computer. So I was like, right, okay. And I was like, oh my god, this is like a crucial part. So I've taken like a few like little notes like on my phone and like and everything. So obviously I'm buddy reading it with like quite a few people. I've got my friend Holly, she's not actually started it yet. Alex, Penny, and then there's someone else, but I don't know her name. I just know her like her Instagram name. Should ask her name really. I think her name's Beth. I'm not sure. Anyway, so obviously I'm now at part 2 and I've already cried, laughed my head off, cried some more, laughed my head off, cried, shock faces, what the F, and that, and it's literally everything about this whole entire book. One, it's an emotional book, like the whole thing is just full of emotions. It's also completely just full of like information constantly being dumped on you. All the theories that like have been going out there and everything are all like, I would say, probably getting answered. I mean, I have many theories. All I know is for sure certain that all these flipping theories that like Bryce and Azra are mates, no. Sarah's already said that Hunt and Bryce are mates. And also, I want Azrael to get with Gwen. So, anyway, I know everyone wants to get her with Elaine, but no, sorry. Nope. He needs to be with Gwen. Well, we'll hopefully find out what happens when she writes the next ACOTAR book, which will probably come out, I don't know when. But yeah, so much has happened in like these, literally you just cannot put it down. I've not been able to put it down. I think I did like, I mean, I didn't read anything on Saturday the 3rd because I had to go into work for a little bit, and then I had like, I went home and then I got ready, and obviously it was my mother-in-law's 60th birthday party, so I went to that. Oh, I currently don't have my bandage on anymore. I mean, I'll put it back here so you can't really see it, but that's like the ends of my hand. But bad eczema, I have to deal with it. So yeah, and then on the Sunday morning, my eldest had his swimming trial for our swim team down where I live, because obviously he's done all his stages. So he's done like stage 1 all the way up to stage 7. So now he's like been like going, he went for a trial to like swim for like that club. I don't want to tell you what club it is because then you'll know where I live. But so obviously I live in Kent, and then obviously you have loads of different districts. And anyway, so if he's not in the Kent club yet, but he's going to hopefully work his way up to the Kent club. But where he is now, he's been accepted. We've just got to figure out obviously how much it's going to cost, how, like, where it's going to be, if it's going to be at our swimming pool or it's going to be in the next town swimming pool. They're hour-long sessions as well, and he has to go twice a week. He's really excited because he has now told me that he wants to be in the Olympics. Yeah, he wants to be in the Olympics. Go him. But anyway, I'm going to go, and I'll hopefully update you more once I've read some more. But I'm currently finishing off watching My Demon, the series, because I'm working today, so I'll read tomorrow. But I think I'm going to run out of recording time, so I'm going to go. So I'm going to see you later. Goodbye. Hi guys. Right, so it's now the 8th of February. I've got a reading update. I'm now up to chapter 52, page 469. A lot has happened. I'm now just over halfway. Yeah, a lot has happened. Like I said, like all the information bombs and all like what we're getting, everything is just like mind blowing of like what's going on. So we've just got to, so obviously I've just got to part 2, so part 2's done. I can't even really say anything because obviously it would just give it all away. I really didn't want to put spoilers in this vlog, so I'm trying my best not to. So obviously we've got all the different characters. Obviously you got Bryce, Hunt, Varian, Ethan. There is one person I really like in this, and that's Tristan Flynn. I love him. He's so funny. He's Rune. He's one of Rune's friends. But I also love Rune as well. I love Rune, and I'm so sad. I mean, obviously, if you've read the second book, you know what happens. And I even like said to all of my friends, like, she better not hurt him. And obviously he's where he is. But there was a part where they were trying to do something, and obviously it's him, Hunt and Baxian, and there's this little quote that I don't think it's spoilery, but where Baxian goes, "I'll take the burden this time, you get the next one." And I was like, oh, I was like, oh god. I was like, this. I was literally crying my eyes out. I've cried my eyes out many times with this book. The emotion, it's an emotional roller coaster. I'm hoping we will get all our answers in the end, and they do obviously win the war that's going on between obviously them and the Asteri. But yeah, that's all I can really say so far. I mean, there's not really much to say because it's if I can't really say much at all, because obviously it will just be spoilery, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody because I would hate it if someone spoiled it for me. But then I think, well, if you've not read the book, then you shouldn't really be watching the video that I'm putting up. But I've seen all of the other YouTubers that I watched, they've all put up spoiler vlogs. So I was going to try and make it one, but I might at the end just do a bit where I have all my spoilery thoughts and what I actually thought of everything that happened in the book. So I mean, there are so many things that connect all the dots in this book between like the different worlds that Sarah J Maas has obviously done. I mean, there was like a crucial point where something happened and I went, oh my god, what? I'm like, no. And then I put it in my my buddy read chat, and even they were like, oh my god, I didn't even think of that, because obviously you don't. It's the stupid little things that that sometimes get missed, and even they were like, oh, I didn't even think of that. And I was like, exactly. So yeah, so I'm gonna go because I'm gonna carry on reading. I've not read anything yet because I had to take Riley to his doctor's appointment this morning, and obviously it's half term next week, so I want to try finish this before half term. So if I can get this done by Sunday, I'll be so happy. I've got about 8 hours left on the audio, and I'm not working today or tonight. I'm not working tomorrow, and I don't have to do swimming because he's finished his swimming. He will be started to swim again after half term for obviously like the club that the swim team that he's now in, but depending on obviously that's all the way in the other town, so I'd have to travel for it. But obviously I've got the 2 kids, so hopefully always Carl gets home on time, but he cannot miss a session because obviously it's important, so I'll just have to like put up with it. But yeah, so he has to do 2 sessions, one on Fridays, one on Sundays, but Sundays Carl's always around anyway. So yes, so I'm going to go and I'm going to get to reading because they've just got to a certain point that they need to be to get something. So I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm going to go. Goodbye for now, and I'll catch you up when I've read some more. Goodbye. Right, it's much later, so it's like 2:15, so I've got to go do the school run in a minute. Literally, all of the information that we're getting is just like mind-blowing. I will say one thing, because it's not a spoiler, because I won't say like who it is, but I know who Hunt's dad is now, and I'm like, what? Alex was like, what? And yeah, so I found out who Hunt's dad is finally. I've been wanting to know who his dad is since like book 1. I had like so many suspicions of who his dad was. I was completely wrong. Did not see that coming whatsoever of who his dad was. And what we've just learned about Hunt as well is quite interesting. And I also like learned quite a lot about the Thunderbirds that were like in the second book. That was quite interesting as well, to learn like what they like are. So yeah, it's just so much information to take in. I've had to like write little notes. So obviously, because we're doing a buddy read on like Storygraph, I'm like constantly like, oh my god, I now know who Hunt's dad is. Oh my god, I think I know who Hunt's dad is, because that was the first thing I wrote, and then I did actually find out who like his dad was. So yeah, so yep, all that information, it's just all coming together now in like one big. I mean, what chapter am I on now? Oh, Daisy, please get off me. I think I was on, I can't remember what chapter I was on, but I'm now on chapter 62. So I'm on chapter 62, page 554, and there's like 800 pages. So I'm like 60% of the way through now. I've got to go do the school run. Luckily, I'm not working tonight because I'm going to read some more once the kids are in bed. And now you've just decided to lay down with me. Comfy, are you? I've got to get up now because I've got to go get the boys from school. You purring. Say hello. You say hello. Say hello. Yes. Anyway, so yeah, that's all my update at the minute. I'll probably update more tomorrow. With like obviously last night's thoughts, but I've got to go because I've got to go get, well, I don't know if to get petrol now. I'll get it in the morning. You're going to get your claw stuck. So yeah, so I'm going to go. But yeah, I thought I'd just like put it out there that I now know who Hunt's dad is, which was like, wow, I couldn't quite believe it. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to throw this book at the wall at the end. Or I could go put it in the freezer like Joey does in Friends. That was quite funny. Someone on Instagram did that once they'd finished this book and went and put it in the freezer, and it was the first thing that came to mind was the fact that like Rachel was like, Joey, do you want to put the book in the freezer? Because obviously the book that he was reading, Beth got sick. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go and I'll update you tomorrow when I've read some more. Bye. Right, hello guys. So I just got up to chapter 70. It's nearly 11:30. Oh my god. I'm going to say like this, but I'm not going to say like what it is. So basically, Rune just did something absolutely amazing. That's all I'm saying. I was like, yes. So yeah, that's all I'm saying about that. yeah, lots happened. It's all exciting, a bit emotional and everything. Everything's coming like together now. Plans, um, plot twists, all the different plots in it is quite amazing. So obviously, like there's one plot like to do with something else, and then there's something else, and there's something else, because all the different characters have like their own little like bits, like, if that makes sense, because obviously it's all like dual POV and stuff. So obviously, like, you have Bryce's, and then you have Hunt's POV, and then you have Ethan's POV, Therion's, Rune's, and there's sometimes a bit of like the Hines POV in there, but not loads. I'd like oh, I'd like a Baxian POV, to be honest, but I don't think we're gonna get one, because he's like not really a main character. He's like the side character, but I really love him because obviously of who he is and what he was as well, especially like towards like, especially like with like between like the friendship between him and Bryce now. It's like really really amazing. Obviously you see that more in like in Crescent City 2. So yeah, so seeing that like development grow like with Baxian, it's like really really good. I've also liked the fact that of how Bryce has grown throughout the books as well. I mean, like from book one, she's like this stupid, well, it interprets that she's like this stupid drunk party girl, but she's really not. She's so intelligent and she's got so many brains, and obviously what she's doing and who she's becoming as like a person is just brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's so good, and I cannot wait to like see how this story is going to end. But without giving any spoilers, that's all I can really say at the minute, because I can't really keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. It's like, oh, this, and like I can't really go, oh, this has happened now. This has happened now. But I thought, obviously, the last update, obviously, I found out who Hunt's dad was, and now with what Rune's just done as well. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm going to read some more now because I want to try finish it before next week, because it's half term, so the kids are going to be home, and obviously I'm working most of it as well. So yes, so I'm going to go, and I will see you when I next update you. I'll probably be in like a couple of hours or so, and see what, I mean, like, you know, see if more shit's gone down, basically, because it's like I said, it's a emotional roller coaster, this book, from like start to beginning. But anyway, I'm going to go, so goodbye for now.
Hi guys, so I finished Crescent City, A House of Flame and Shadow. Oh my lord, oh my lord, this entire book was completely and utterly emotionally draining, and happiness and sadness, and I have no words for it. I can't believe it's over. I'm so sad that it's now over. I really did take my time with this as well. I think it took me about a week to read. I was listening to it on the audio. I laughed, I cried, I laughed some more, and I cried some more. The answers that we got in here, like to all like the theories and like speculations, I literally was like to my friends, I'm like, this is a book of answers. It literally is a book of answers. I gave it 5 stars, obviously, because I absolutely loved it. I didn't put any spoilers in my like reading updates, but I am going to give you my spoiler-filled thoughts like now. So if you haven't read the book, I hope you enjoyed my video, and please like it and subscribe to my channel. But if you have read the book, carry on listening to like what I thought. Right, here we are. Spoiler warning, the spoilers are going to happen right now. So we start off with obviously Bryce in the ACOTAR world, and obviously you don't really get to see like much of like most of the characters. The only people that you really see is like Nesta and Azriel. So many people was like oh, like what, I wanted to see more of like the ACOTAR characters, and I was like, but it's not an ACOTAR book, it's a Crescent City book. I mean, I did think that they were going to come back to like Bryce's world and like help, but they didn't. So obviously she outsmarted Azriel, because she literally stole Truth Teller from him. Couldn't believe that. I was like, my God, Bryce got one up on Azriel. I couldn't believe it. And then obviously, so she goes back to she gets back to like Midgard, and so she gets back to Midgard, and she accidentally ends up at her dad's house, like the Autumn King, and then she gets trapped there, and I'm like, oh, for God's sake. And then obviously while that's happening, Lydia is then like breaking the boys out of the dungeons from the Asteri. That one of the quotes, I mean, I did say it in one of the vlogs because it wasn't that spoilery, but obviously when Baxian like bites off Rune's hand and he's like, I'll take this burden, you can get the next one. I was like, oh. And then they literally then get caught, and then obviously they get taken to like the Asteri, and then she like basically gets in the elevator and shoots Hawk straight in the fucking head. I was like, yes, Daybright, you go, girl. And obviously then they escape, and then you think, oh my God. And then they're like obviously they're escaping and they get chased, and then you're like, no, don't die. And then you think like she's dead, but then she's not. And then obviously they're on like the River Charger. Oh yeah. Anyway, they're like the big boat, and then obviously then you find out she's got 2 kids, and you're like, what? And then obviously like Rune and Lydia are like still not like made up, because obviously he didn't know that she was Lydia until right at the end of the book. And then obviously Bryce then gets what she needs from like the Autumn King, and then she like basically teleports to like the Ocean Charger or whatever it's called, and she walks us in and she's like, I'm Bryce Quinlan, Queen of the Valbaran Fae, and it's like, boom, hi, I'm back with my red sneakers on and that, and it's just, oh my God, it was so good. But then obviously you get more answers as it like goes on. We find out who Hunt's dad is. We also find out that obviously Rune and Bryce are actually related to Rhys in some way, because their descendant is obviously Helena, and then obviously Rhys's descendant is her sister, who goes like to ACOTAR world. And then obviously as like the time goes on, Therian decides like to get married to a Fae to like stop her from marrying the murder twins, which are Bryce and Rune's cousin. And obviously they like go into where Comrack used to like live, and she's like, well, I'm the queen, you're gonna let me do what I want, blah 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 blah. And then they're like down in the caves, and then they go and visit Hell, and then you find out that like Hunt is basically a test tube baby, because they made him to like help Bryce all along, like with his lightning and hellfire. And then obviously they then come back up, and then obviously the Autumn King's like there, and then Bryce then kills the murder twins with her starlight and like melts their brains, which was absolutely awesome. And then like he's like just about to try and like kill Bryce, and then Rune comes in with the star sword and shoves it through his dad's chest and then chops his head off. You're just like, oh my God, all this stuff's like going on at once. And then it comes about that then later on Ethan then becomes like the Prime, because he obviously accidentally killed Sigrid, and then he kills Sabine. And we're like, yes, So he becomes prime of like the wolf pack. And then obviously it's getting to the point where obviously it's getting to like towards like the final battle, and they go to open up Hell's Gates, and then she just opens it up, and like Nesta's like sitting in her chair, and it's like, what do you want? So she then takes the mask and then shoves her parents through so they're safe in like the other world. Just obviously you don't know if Bryce is going to die or not, so don't know whether they're going to come back. And then she can control the mask. She can literally whip it on and off, whereas Nesta has so much trouble like taking it on and off. And then she gets to like the Asteria, and like, and then she does like open up like the gates of hell, and then obviously like Adus and Tharius, whatever his name is, and like the three brothers like come through and they help with their aid with all like their demons and stuff. And then she puts the mask on, and she gets like all the wings of the fallen to like go into the mechanical suits so they can start killing everybody. And then the Hammer, who was like Lydia's like horrible lover, like kidnaps her kids, and then Rowan just shoots her in the leg. And he's like, I can't let you do this, because he's like, you're my mate. And then she's like, I'll never forgive you. And obviously he like saves them, and then we find out. I knew it all along. I knew it all along because of her fire and her deer shifting abilities, because one of her kids is named after Brannon Galathinius, who is Aileen Galathinius' like ascendant. I think they're like distant cousins, but I knew it. I just knew that like Lydia was going to be I mean obviously it's going to be like a megaverse, but obviously Aileen never came into it like in the book at all, which I quite liked. I didn't think, I mean, she might, I don't know, hopefully she leaves them alone because they're all happy. But when I started reading it, I was like, when obviously it got to the point where obviously she did the crossover between like Rune and like Reese looking like each other, I even said to like my friends Holly and Alex, I was like, doesn't Lydia just remind you of Aileen with like her fire and like the fact that she's a deer shifter and stuff? And it just, like, I was like, yes, I was right. That was the one theory that I was like spot on. Also, all these theories about Bryce and Azriel being mates, what? No, absolutely not. Hunt and Bryce are mates. Also, when did they get married? Because when did they get married? I think it's basically, also it's the same with like what happened. So obviously Feyre and Reese got married, and she became like the High Lady, like in secret. And then obviously Rowan and Aileen obviously get married, but you don't actually see that. I think you only see like Lysandra and that get married. I think, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've read Throne of Glass. I really need to do a reread, but yeah, I couldn't believe it. And then like, because obviously there's like this parasite in the waters that makes their powers like lessen. So then Hypaxia makes an antidote. So they all take this antidote, and then like Lydia just basically erupts in flames and just basically destroys like everybody, especially the Hammer. And then obviously Truth Teller and the Star Sword like always want to be together, and obviously she kills a couple of Asteri, and then obviously she basically throws the last Asteri into this like black hole, and obviously she's like prepared to die and everything like that. And Hunt goes in after her, and it choked me up so much as well. The fact that obviously he's trying to save her, and obviously the portal's like closing, and one of the like princes of hell shoots out his lightning and like pulls them back through, and it's and obviously then Bryce is dead because obviously she's been in space for like too long, and she's dead. And then forgot about that, Jessica obviously is like one of the priestesses and has been around since like the Asteri like got there, and she gives up her life to save Bryce's, and it's so sad. And then obviously they're in like the afterlife, and she sees like Danica, and she sees like La Harbour, and she sees like Connor and everything like that, and they're all like peaceful over there, and it's just so sad. And then obviously Bryce comes back to life, and like that's it. The Asteri's dead, and we then obviously find out that Rune and Lydia are mates. But bearing in mind, this, like I said, the story for this is finished. But obviously, you've got the book House of Sky and Breath, you've got House of Earth and Blood, and then you've got House of Flame and Shadow. But there is one house that needs to be a book, and I think it's going to be like her next one. But I don't think it's going to be like about Bryce and Hunt, because you've got the House of Many Waters, and at the ending, Bryce and Hunt's story is finished, and Lydia and Rune's story is finished. But Therian's story is left open, and so is Ethan's story is left open. So I'm thinking when she does write the next one, hopefully for this, it's going to be like what happens with them, because obviously Ethan obviously becomes the prime of like the walls, and obviously there was one of the walls called Perry that has this really like, he kept saying that she has a really like weird scent, and obviously Therian like got married to Flynn's sister, and that story's not ended, and obviously Jessica's dead, and obviously there's still like loads of like unanswered questions about like obviously like the Viper Queen, the Ocean Queen, the River Queen, and stuff like that. So there's a lot that is basically left wide open for obviously like Sarah to do. So I'm quite excited for that, but we're gonna have to wait ages, I know, because I think she's doing like the next ACOTAR book, which I really, really hope is Gwen and Asriel's story, because I don't want Elaine to be with Asriel. I want Asriel to be with Gwen. I mean, because Elaine and Lucien are mates, and I think their story will be quite a good one, because they basically like don't like each other, and I think they'll like, it's like second chance. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, that is like my final thoughts of like what happens in this book. Like I said, I did put the spoiler one. I'll put like obviously when I'm just about to, I'll put spoilers. Like I'll put a timestamp if I can remember how to do that. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed reading this book. I loved it. It was like my favourite, I think, out of all of them. And yeah, I'm going to end the vlog here, and I'll hopefully get it up on the computer soon. So please like my video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys!